Good morning, boys and girls. I want to finish the story that we started yesterday in our writing section. Remember, the first part of our story. If you were here, if we were in the classroom, I would ask you to tell me what happened first and to retell the story in order to show that you are understanding what we're reading. That's one thing that good readers do. Okay. So we will go over this. The story started with Julian talking about how um, he had two teeth in one spot, one old wiggly tooth and a brand new tooth that was not wiggly. His dad said, "Oh, I know how to fix that." So he got pliers out of the garage. And when he went to reach into Julian's mouth, Julian said, "No." So his dad tied a string around the tooth and decided to and put the other end of the string around the door. And Julian wondered what was going to happen next because Dad said you have to close your eyes. And when Dad said that they were going to shut the door fast, Julian worried that since the door was so big, it would take off more than just the tooth. So um, it, then I asked you yesterday to come up with your own ideas about how to take out a tooth, and we'll see how you do. Okay, so the last line in this page was, "Don't you know any other way?" "There is one other way," my father said. "Go into the bathroom, stand over the sink, and just keep pushing the tooth with your finger till it comes out." "Well, that hurt?" "You can stop pushing when it hurts," my father said. "Of course, it takes longer. I'd be very glad to do it with either the pliers or the doorknob." "No, thanks," I said. I started pushing on my tooth with my finger. "Why can't I push it out here?" I asked. "Well, do I have to do, or why do I have to do it over the sink?" "When you get that tooth out," my father said, "it'll bleed. That's why you take the tooth out over the sink. So you have that cold water to rinse your mouth and stop the bleeding." "How much bleeding?" "Some. Enough so you should use the sink." I decided right then that my old tooth could stay in my mouth right beside my new one as long as it wanted. 2 months, 2 years, any time. "I've changed my mind," I said. "That tooth can stay, even if it is stupid to have two teeth where one should be." "It's not stupid," my mother said, "just unusual. You have very special teeth. I bet prehistoric caveman would have liked to have your teeth." "Why?" "They ate a lot of raw meat," my mother said. "It must have been hard for a cave boy to eat raw meat with teeth missing. But you have two teeth in the space of one. You could have eaten a mastodon meat, or saber-toothed tiger meat, or anything the hunters brought home." "A cave boy with two teeth in place of one?" I wished I had a time machine to go back to the very old days, before pliers and before doorknobs, back to the caves. I curled my lower lip under. "You look like a cave boy," my mother said. "You should show the kids at school your teeth," Huey said. "Maybe I will," I said. I went to my room and made a sign for myself. It read, "See Cave Boy Teeth, 1 cent." And that's what these say, 1 cent, 1 cent. I wore the sign at recess the next day. My friends came around. "What does that mean?" they asked. I grunted and held up a penny. I couldn't explain. If I talked, they'd see my teeth for free. After a while, one girl gave me a penny, and I showed her my special cave boy teeth. Some of the other kids had missing teeth, but nobody had two teeth in one space like mine. I ran all the way home after school to tell my mother what happened. I said, "Tomorrow I'll show more kids." I picked up an apple that lay on the kitchen table and took a big bite. Ow! I said, because I could feel my old tooth twist in my mouth. In a minute, without too much blood, it was lying in my hand. Ow! I said again, not because it hurt, but because right then was the end of my special mastodon eating, double biting cave boy teeth. Wasn't that a funny way to end that story? He decided that he was going to try to make money by showing people his teeth, and all of a sudden, just like that, one bite of an apple made it go, and he just had one tooth instead of two in the same spot. Wasn't that a fun story? All right, boys and girls, I want you to look for the fun and interesting things that that you find in the books that you're reading online in Epic or in IXL or Raz Kids, and I want you to think about connections that you have to the ways that or to the things that you're reading in your books. Okay, the story about teeth I told you last time reminds me of my father and how he was always trying to do silly things to get my teeth out. I'm sure that you have stories that talk about how your teeth came out. So think about that when you're reading your stories. That's what good readers do, is they think of questions while they're reading the story. But when we're done, we think about ways that the story connects to us. Okay? All right. Have a great day.